Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of Microsoft Excel Lookup series on your favorite channel Technical Portal. This is your host Pritham. Now don't worry, I'll give you the link of downloading this Excel workbook into my description box. So please check it out, download it and practice for further improvement of your Excel skills. So today in this video we are going to learn how to use the index and match function in most different way with some added nested functions of Microsoft Excel. We are going to extract match into separate rows. Like in this database, you can see I have a database where I have some group and associated name within the groups, right? So my task is to separate the names according to this table of group and names. So if this data is small, that's very much easy, but what if you have thousands of datas in your group and name? So we are going to learn it properly. Watch this video till the end and watch out my steps carefully. I'll describe each and every functions and arguments I'm going to use into this formula, right? So at first, as this formula is going to be so much complex, we need to separate the name ranges and lock them so that we can easily use them for our cell references into our formula, right? So at first, select your groups here, like I am selecting, and change the name of your range by clicking here. I'm naming it as groups, right? Hit the enter, it will named automatically, and after that change the named ranges of your names of these groups, right? So I'm again selecting the cell references and clicking here, changing the name ranges as names. Hit the enter. Now it's all. You have created two separate named ranges where you can find them. If you want to change them, go to the formulas tab here and name manager. Look at here. The recently created two named ranges that are groups and names are showing here, right? So close this. Now let's come to the formula. Here at first, the starting cell of this table where we need our result, we need to start this. So this is going to be an array function. At first we need to insert the if error function. Then here we need to use the index. Now here as an array we need to use the names named ranges. Type names, it will automatically show in the drop down menu. Just highlight it and hit the tab button to autofill it. Now insert comma. Now here we need to use the small function. Small. Now into the small it is asking for array and annexure k. Now here into the small function we need to use the if function here. Now as I have told you that the formula is quite complex, so watch the steps carefully. Now into the if function, as logical test we need to provide what we are actually going to search for. So here it needs to be equals of groups that we have created the named ranges, that means this range. So highlight this and hit the tab button to autofill it. Equals to what it will search for? It will search for the group that is here into the E4 cell. Now note that carefully. Here press the F4 key twice to lock only the row number, not the column. Now insert a comma. Now here again we need to use the row function, not the rows. So that returns the row number of a reference. So hit the tab button to automatically fill it. Now inside the row function again we need to use the names range, that is from here. Now close the parentheses. Now use the minus symbol. Now here we need to use minimum function, that is min. Now inside the minimum again we need the row function, not the rows. And what we are going to provide as references inside the row? Obviously the names, right? Now close the parentheses twice and come to the if function again. Here you need to add +1, close the parentheses, insert a comma. Now as the annexure k, here we need to use the rows function. Rows, here we need to use rows, not the row function. As the array, what we are going to provide as cell reference. Now what we need to do, that means here where we want to put our results into. It is asking for that. So where it is, we are inserting or using the formula in the E5 cell, right? So insert like this, $E $5 colon E5. So input the formula like this carefully and properly, otherwise you will get error definitely. Now close the parenthesis thrice, come to the if error function. Now our formula is completed, insert a comma. Now it is asking for value if error. We simply want to show nothing when there is an error. So how to do it? Just insert empty string. How to do it? By simply inserting double quotes twice. Now close the parenthesis and hit the enter button by holding the Ctrl and Shift key, because this is an array function. Look at here, our formula is right. Now if you copy the formula by dragging this from upside down, it will show you the result automatically. Now I am copying the formula from left to right. It will show you the result automatically. Isn't it cool, friends? So it will do your work in just a minute. Now it doesn't matter how long your database is, it will separate the matches into separate rows. That could be multiple matches. So I know now that you have lots of questions, right? So let me show you how this formula actually works. The gist of this formula is like this. We are using the small function to get a row number that corresponds to an nth match, right? Once we have the row number, we simply pass it to the index function, which returns the value at that row only. The trick is that small is working with an array that is dynamically constructed by if. We have provided here. This snippet tests the named ranges groups for the value in E4 we have provided. If found, it returns a normalized row number from an array of row numbers created with the part of this formula, that is minimum row and names. This array now goes into small, and the k value for small, that is nth result of this function, comes from an expanding ranges. When copied down the result table, the range expands, causing k we have provided as rows and the row numbers here to increment. The small function returns each matching row number, which is supplied to the index function as row number, with the named range names as the array we have provided here. Now all the thing goes through the if error function. It does it work whenever it finds any error, that means not found any of next values assigned to the groups. It simply shows us the result as an empty string that we have provided here. You can change it with anything else, whatever you want. So in my next video, I am going to show you how to use the index match function to extract matches into separate columns. These are the rows we have created, but in my next video, I am going to show you how to use it to getting result into the columns. So that's all for today, friends. Hopefully you like this video. I'll come back soon with another interesting video. Don't forget to share your opinions as well as your queries into the comment section. Till then, keep learning, keep supporting this channel, and keep practicing.